Friends, today's story is about a teenage boy stepping into adulthood, and as soon as he begins to feel the rush of youth, he falls hopelessly in love with the most beautiful woman in the entire town, a married woman named Malena. Let's see how deeply Malena's presence takes over his mind and heart. The film is titled Malena. The timeline is set during World War II. In a quiet Italian town, the movie opens with government officials announcing that everyone must keep their radios and TVs switched on in the afternoon. Their national leader, Mussolini, is about to make an important declaration that every citizen must hear. The scene shifts to a young boy named Renato, who has come with his father to buy a new bicycle. The mechanic explains the bike's features and maintenance tips. Once Renato understands everything, he proudly rides off to show the new bicycle to his group of friends. As Renato passes through the town, he notices everyone lying on the ground listening to Mussolini's speech on loudspeakers. Through the announcement, we learn that Italy has declared war on France, the beginning of a major disaster. When Renato finally reaches his friends, they admire his new bicycle, but one of them suddenly tells everyone to sit down quickly. She's coming. Renato is confused. Who could they be waiting for? Within seconds, the most stunning woman in the entire town walks by. Malena. The moment Renato sees her, something electric rushes through him. He falls for her instantly. At first glance, as she walks away, Renato and all his friends follow her on their bicycles until she disappears from sight. These boys, full of youthful hormones, don't really understand the difference between love and desire. They just enjoy the thrill of seeing her. Soon, Malena becomes an obsession for Renato. He starts following her everywhere, hoping to catch even one glimpse. One afternoon after school, Renato sits across the street from Malena's house just to see her for a moment. He imagines Malena opening the door, calling him over, asking him to buy cigarettes, and as he comes close to her, he feels a rush of excitement. But suddenly, the fantasy snaps. It was all in his imagination. Later, Renato secretly cuts his father's trousers and trims his own hair, believing he is now a grown man. When his father finds out, he beats him so badly that Renato can barely sit. Friends, don't try this at home. Renato is so crazily in love that he completely ignores the fact that Malena is married. Her husband is away fighting in the war, and because of this, many men in the town try to take advantage of her loneliness. One night, Renato sneaks out of his window and climbs a tree outside Malena's house. Through a gap, he watches Malena ironing her clothes in her nightdress. After she finishes, she plays music and starts dancing while holding her husband's photograph. Renato is mesmerized, staring at her body, completely lost. The next day, he buys the exact same music record he heard in her house. At night, he plays it, lies on his bed, and imagines Malena giving in to his desires. Later, he begins following her regularly, wanting to know where she goes at a specific time every day. During this, he sees that many men in the town, even government officials, watch her closely. Everyone wants her. The boys adore her. The women despise her. Women call her immoral because they don't want their husbands or boyfriends to even look at her. Eventually, Renato discovers that Malena visits her father every day, an elderly man who teaches at Renato's school. She takes care of him because he is too old to look after himself. One night, Renato reaches the peak of his teenage excitement while thinking about Malena loud enough for the entire house to hear. His father shouts at him, warning he'll go blind if he continues. That's when his father realizes his son is growing up. In the next scene, the townspeople gather to honor those who recently died in the war. This is when everyone learns that Malena's husband has also been killed. Hearing this, every man in town becomes even more desperate to pursue her, but Renato hates seeing people treat her like an object. So he quietly walks away. Renato, still lost in his fantasies, imagines himself climbing over the wall of Malena's father's house. Inside, he sees Malena crying for her late husband. In his dream, Renato gently wipes her tears, kisses her, and promises that once he's grown up, he will protect her from this cruel society. But like always, the dream shatters. Renato is still standing outside the house, once again, daydreaming. A few days later, Renato returns to Malena's home. He notices her freshly washed clothes hanging outside. Overwhelmed by desire, he steals one of her garments and runs away. That night, he wraps himself in Malena's clothes, losing himself in fantasies, the biggest mistake of his life. Because the next morning, his father walks into his room and catches him wearing a woman's undergarment. Chaos erupts. His mother and father beat him furiously. His mother burns the clothes, and his father locks Renato in his room. Realizing his son is crossing boundaries he shouldn't, Renato stays locked up for 3 to 4 days, refusing to eat out of anger, and eventually becomes ill. A doctor finally visits and tells the family that Renato simply needs some fresh air and space. So they leave him alone. Again. At night, Renato sneaks out and climbs the tree outside Malena's house. But this time, instead of innocence, he sees Malena having an affair with a government officer. After the officer leaves, he encounters another man waiting outside, another admirer of Malena. A fight breaks out between them because both want Malena for themselves. Suddenly, the second man's wife arrives with the police. She accuses her husband of cheating and creates a huge scene outside Malena's home, shouting that Malena is stealing everyone's husbands. The scandal spreads like wildfire. Malena is dragged to jail, and even her father breaks all ties with her out of shame. Desperate, Malena approaches a wealthy, influential lawyer and begs him to take her case. The lawyer, lusting after her beauty, agrees and eventually wins the case for her. After the victory, the lawyer visits Malena's house. While dancing with him, Malena senses his intentions. She tries to slip into another room, but he grabs her and forces himself on her. After that night, Malena continues seeing him. She needs money to survive during wartime, and the lawyer is the only one who can support her. Things go smoothly for a while, until the lawyer visits his mother. She knows about his relationship with Malena and beats him severely, accusing him of tarnishing the family's reputation. Humiliated, he ends everything with Malena, and perhaps he was simply tired of her. With no support left, Malena realizes she must give society what it demands, her body. She begins accepting other men in exchange for food and survival. One night, she cuts her hair short, giving herself a bold new look. The next day, she strolls through town, instantly turning every man's head. Women glare at her with jealousy. Malena joins a group of men and lights a cigarette. Instantly, all the men around her flick their lighters in front of her, competing for her attention. At that moment, Malena understands the truth. When she wanted dignity, no one cared. But when she offered herself, everyone lined up. Renato watches all of this from a doorway. He doesn't like the new Malena at all. Later, he sees men bringing her food in exchange for using her body. Days pass, and Malena becomes even more popular, or rather, more exploited. Renato, unable to handle his obsession and heartbreak, collapses one day. His mother takes him to the church, insisting that an evil spirit has taken over her son, but his father knows the real reason. The next day, Renato's father takes him to a brothel and tells him he is free to do whatever he wants. Renato quickly recovers, and a few days later, we learn that the Allied forces have finally won the war. The entire town erupts in celebration. But during these celebrations, a group of local women secretly decides to punish the prostitutes living in the brothel. They plan to throw them out and teach them a lesson. Once their plan is set, all the women storm into the brothel together. They drag the prostitutes out by their hair, tear their clothes in the streets, and beat them mercilessly. Their main target is Malena. The women attack her with full anger, beat her brutally, and even cut off her hair. Renato and every other man present, their watches in fear. None of them step forward to save her. Terrified by the rage of these women, they simply stand aside. After this horrifying incident, Malena leaves the town and distances herself from Renato as well. A few days after the war's end, a man unexpectedly arrives in town. He is Malena's husband. We discovered that he had gone missing during the war, and the military had mistakenly declared him dead. He also lost one of his arms during the conflict. When he reaches his home, he finds that strangers are living there. The place has been converted into a refugee shelter. He begins asking around town about Malena to learn everything that happened to her while he was gone. Heartbroken, he realizes that the very people he risked his life to protect ended up humiliating his wife. Renato desperately wants to tell Malena's husband where she went, but he doesn't have the courage to face him. One night, Renato gathers all his thoughts and writes everything in a letter. He places the letter beside the sleeping man and leaves quietly. When Malena's husband reads the letter, he finally understands that Malena never betrayed him. It was the cruel reality of war that forced people to judge her unjustly. The letter also reveals that Malena boarded a train to the city of Messina and never returned. With this information, he immediately leaves town to search for his wife. A few days pass, and life slowly returns to normal. Peace settles over the town again. Then one day, everyone's attention shifts to a couple walking together. It is Malena and her husband. He found her and brought her home, with dignity and honor. People are stunned, because it takes immense courage to do what he did. One morning, Malena goes alone to the market to buy vegetables. There, she encounters the same woman who once violently attacked her. But instead of hatred, the woman greets her politely. "Good morning." Surprised, Malena pauses for a moment, then calmly replies, "Good morning." She chooses to move on. After finishing her shopping, Malena heads home. Some flowers fall from her bag, and a young man quietly picks them up and places them back. It's Renato. As she walks away again, Renato softly says, "Good luck, Malena." She turns, gives him a gentle smile, and says, "Thank you." And with that, the movie ends. Not a traditionally happy ending, but a meaningful, reconciled one. Renato finally learns to control his desires and respectfully wishes Malena well. And after all the pain and suffering, Malena's life slowly finds balance again. This film isn't just a tragic tale of unrequited love. It also reflects how society mistreats a woman who is alone and vulnerable. People judge her, exploit her, and disrespect her. But the moment her husband returns, those same people suddenly treat her with honor. Friends, I hope you enjoyed this explanation. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and press the bell icon because we'll keep bringing you more engaging stories. See you in the next video. Stay safe and take care.